June 6th. Will everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. I guess before we get into roll call, I'd just like to first off acknowledge our new member here. His name is Lawrence Batiste. He'll be sitting with us for the Sanitary District Board and also on the stormwater. So if you just want to mention your name and just say a little bit about yourself.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lawrence Batiste, originally from Gary. My background is engineering, mechanical engineering. Went to Indiana State to finish my degree. But have experience in the utility industry. I'm currently working for NIPSCO. Been there for about 14 years and happy to be on board today. So thanks for having me.
And welcome. Great addition to the team.
Thank you.
Next, can we have a roll call to establish a quorum?
Commissioner William Allen.
Present.
Commissioner Ola Morris.
Present.
Commissioner Willie Cook.
Present.
Commissioner Frida Graves.
Present.
Commissioner Lawrence Batiste.
Present.
Attorney Jewel Harris Jr.
Present.
Executive Director Reagan Hatcher.
Present.
Finance Manager Jerome Foster.
Present.
And that's the end of roll call.
With everyone present, we do have a quorum. Next is certification. Pursuant to Indiana law, section 5-14-1.5-6.1, I certify that prior to the start of today's meeting, there was an executive session held, and nothing that was discussed in the executive session, that was not indicated on the posted notice for the session. That being in compliance with Indiana statutes, there were no final votes held during the session. Does any member dissent? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to minutes. Well, what is the pleasure of the board for the minutes?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we accept the minutes of meeting of May the 16th, 2025.
Okay, we have a motion,
I'd like to second it, Mr. Chair.
and then we have a second for approval of the executive session and regular meeting minutes for May 16th. Any questions or discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, roll call?
Commissioner Batiste.
Yes.
Commissioner Graves. Yes. Commissioner Cook.
Yes.
Commissioner Morris.
Yes.
Commissioner Allen.
Yes.
The vote is 5 ayes, 0 noes.
With 5 ayes and 0 noes, the minutes for May 16th for the executive and regular meeting have been approved. Before we go into new business, I would like to hold nominations for the secretary position for the board. Actually, I would like to nominate Commissioner Cook for the position. Are there any other nominations?
Second.
Okay, hearing none. All those in favor of having Commissioner Cook be secretary, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. All right, congratulations, Commissioner Cook. You are now secretary for the board.
Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, next on the agenda, we have under new business, we have 2.1. This is payroll, Mr. Foster.
Thank you. I make a recommendation, I recommend a motion to approve GSD payroll earnings for period ending April 21st, 2025 through May 4th, 2025, in the amount of $267,333.97.
Okay, we have a recommendation for approval for payroll in the amount of $267,333.97. What is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chair, I move for passage.
Motion's been made. Is there a second? Second. Motion's been made and properly seconded. Any discussion on 2.1 for payroll? Hearing none, roll call?
Commissioner Batiste.
Yes.
Commissioner Graves. Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Allen.
Yes.
The vote is 5 ayes with 0 noes.
With 5 ayes and 0 noes, payroll has been approved. Next, we have 2.2.
2.2, I recommend that the board approve an award of bid for Equiture for the purchase of the Equiture recording system in an amount not to exceed $21,220. And just for additional information, this is our customer service management phone call system.
Okay. And then I guess just for the record, the services just include the software itself. This is with AI, and then the server is $18,220, and then the installation fee, the one-time installation fee is $3,000. We're bringing a total of 21,220.
Yes, and we are anticipating, in addition, for the upgrade for the AI, at least to test out for 1 year. And so we had it prepared as if we were not going to accept that, but I recommend to the board that we give that a try and just see if it helps us in keeping our customer service quality high.
So are we being asked to approve the 21,220 plus the 12, or just the?
Yes, I would, if you all agree, to add on the AI component, that would include an additional $12,176. And maybe Attorney Harris can indicate the best way to add that on.
Yes, so the board approval is for the actual award of bid of the $21,220. I don't think we need to add that to the award of bid necessarily. I think that the add-on that you're recommending of the $12,000 and change falls within the discretionary authority of the executive director. So I think you'd be providing that for information purposes, but the actual approval only needs to be for what's included in the agenda item of $21,220, and acknowledge the fact that we're going to also do the add-on with the executive director's authority.
Okay, right, because that 12,000 fee will be applicable the following year anyway.
If you like it.
Right.
If you want to keep it.
Okay.
All right, so it looks like at this time, we are being asked to approve the award bid to Equiture, did I say that right? For the purchase of recording software systems in the amount not to exceed $21,220. What is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chair, after having heard that explanation, I move for passage.
Motion's been made, is there a second? Second. Motion's been made and properly second. Any other discussion on 2.2? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Batiste,
Yes.
Commissioner Graves. Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Allen.
Yes.
The vote is 5 ayes, 0 noes.
With 5 ayes and 0 noes, 2.2 has been approved. Next, we have 2.3.
2.3, I am requesting that the board approve an award of bid to Square Nine Softworks for the purchase of the cloud-based software for the records management project. And also 2.3 and 2.4 are connected. 2.4 is the actual scanner that we're going to be using for that project. So I recommend that the board approve both.
Okay. So we have a recommendation before us for a motion to approve 2.3 and 2.4. 2.3 is for the purchase of the cloud-based software for a not to exceed amount of $10,580. And then we also have a award bid to CDWG for the scanner in the amount not to exceed $5,774.99. What is the pleasure of the board for 2.3 and 2.4 since they're connected?
Mr. Chair, I move for passage for both 2.3 and 2.4.
Motion's been made. Is there a second? Second. Motion's been made and properly second for acceptance of 2.3 and 2.4. Any discussion on the software or the scanner? Okay, hearing none. Roll call for acceptance of 2.3 and 2.4.
Commissioner Batiste,
Yes.
Commissioner Graves? Yes. Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris?
Yes?
Commissioner Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 5 ayes, 0 noes.
With 5 ayes and 0 noes, 2.3 and 2.4 have been approved. Next on the agenda, we have claims 3.1. Mr. Foster?
Thank you. I recommend a motion to approve GSD claim numbers 1159 through 1245 in the amount of $306,943.99.
Okay, we have a recommendation for approval for claims. This is 1159 through 1245 in the amount of $306,943.99. What is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chair, I move for passage.
Motion's been made. Is there a second for claims? Second. Motion's been made and properly seconded. Any discussion on the claims? Okay, hearing none. Roll call for acceptance, please.
Commissioner Batiste?
Yes.
Commissioner Graves? Yes. Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris?
Yes?
Commissioner Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 5 ayes, 0 noes.
With 5 ayes and 0 noes, claims in the amount of $306,943.99 has been approved. Next, we have information updates. Looks like the first we have is from Mr. Austin.
He's absent.
Huh? You're right, it doesn't look like he's here. Okay, so, I mean, just for the record, we do have, oh, no, wait, okay. So, if he's not here, then we'll just move on to the next then, construction activities. Mr. Anderson?
Greetings, Board.
Greetings.
Today, let's see, or at least my construction report for the projects that are going on currently. The Lake Street drainage improvements and road reconstruction, the final restoration has been completed. We're scheduling the final walkthrough as we speak. That should be happening sometime next week, if everybody's on board with it. The US 20 Complete Street project, we're still working on the coordination with the utilities, trying to make sure that all of the utilities are relocated before they can begin to work on the sewer line, on the storm sewer line. And then the completion date has unofficially been moved to June. The paperwork has to be turned in for that, and the approval has to be given to us by IFA. And then the 27th and Chase Force Main project, the relocation project, we're still, the contractor is still preparing for mobilization, and then mobilization is still set for that July 2025, so somewhere early July. And those are my construction updates. The cave-in status, the 4427 Kentucky Street has been completed. The 433 Arthur Street and the 35th and MLK projects are in progress. So they have been awarded. They are in progress of being complete.
Okay. Does any of the commissioners have any questions or comments on construction activities? All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have discussion. Are there any topics or items that the commissioners would like to bring up at this time under discussion? Okay, hearing none, are there any requests to speak?
No, sir.
Okay, with that being said, do we have a motion for adjournment?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second? All right, meeting adjourned. All for being here. Again, today is Friday, June 6th. This is the Gary Stormwater Management District meeting. Can we please have a roll call to establish a quorum?
Director William Allen.
Present.
Director Ola Morris.
Present?
Director Willie Cook.
Present.
Director Frida Graves. Director Lawrence Batiste.
Present.
Attorney Jewel Harris Jr.,
Present?
Executive Director Reagan Hatcher,
Present?
Finance Manager Jerome Foster.
Present.
And that's the end of roll call.
Thank you. With all directors present, we do have a quorum. Next on the agenda will be certification pursuant to Indiana law, Section 5-14-1.5 through 6.1. I certify that prior to the start of today's meeting, there was an executive session held, and there was nothing discussed within the session that was not indicated on the posted notice. That being in compliance with Indiana statutes, there were no final votes held during the executive session. Does any member dissent? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to minutes.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we accept the executive session. We accept the minutes of May 16, 2020
We,
and 25.
we have a motion for acceptance of the executive session and regular meeting minutes of May 16, 2025. Is there a second?
I second it, Mr. Chair.
Motion's been made and properly seconded. Any discussion on both sets of minutes? Hearing none, roll call for acceptance?
Director Batiste,
Yes.
Director Graves. Yes. Director Cook,
Yes.
Director Morris,
Yes,
Director Allen.
Yes.
The vote is 5 ayes, 0 noes.
With 5 ayes and 0 noes, the executive session and regular meeting minutes for May 16th, 2025 have been approved. Similar, or I guess identical to what we did for the Gary Sanitary District meeting, we will now hold nominations for the secretary position for stormwater. At this time, I would like to nominate Member Cook for secretary. Are there any other nominations? Okay, hearing none, the nomination period is closed. All in favor of Cook being secretary, say aye. Any nays? Okay, the ayes have it. Congratulations, Director Cook, again.
Again, thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, next is new business, 2.1. This is payroll, Mr. Foster.
Thank you. I recommend a motion to approve GSWMD payroll earnings for period ending April 21st, 2025 through May 4th, 2025, in the amount of $9,466.95.
Okay, we have a recommendation for approval of payroll in the amount of $9,466.95. Well, what is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chair, I move for passage.
We have a motion for acceptance of payroll earnings. Is there a second? Motion's been made and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please, for payroll.
Director Batiste,
Yes.
Director Graves. Yes. Director Cook,
Yes.
Director Morris,
yes,
Director Allen.
Yes.
The vote is 5 ayes with 0 noes.
With 5 ayes and 0 noes, payroll has been approved. Next, we have 2.2.
I request that the board approve and ratify an award to bid to Rough Hands for the initial cut in the vegetation management of stormwater management of South Gleason Golf Course in an amount not to exceed $11,500. And let me just say, we bid this out a while back. Everybody's numbers came back a bit wonky because we were asking for what was their total amount. Some people gave us lump sums, other people gave us per cut numbers. However, out of those numbers, Rough Hands was the lowest bidder for the initial cut. And so will ultimately award the entire bid to one of the 3 bidders who submitted their information. But right now, we're going back to them and just saying, is this a one-time, is this a 6-time, or is this an 11-time amount of cuts for South Gleason? So today, we're asking that the board approve just the initial cut until we can get those things done.
Okay, well, we have a recommendation for an initial cut with the the vendor Rough Hands Landscaping for a not-to-exceed amount of $11,500.
Mr. President? I would just recommend that if that is the pleasure of the board, that it would be a motion to approve and ratify a partial award of bid to
Okay.
Rough Hands.
And then this is for vegetation control around,
Gleason Golf Course.
okay. Oh, okay, I thought it was related to, oh, okay, I'm sorry. So we have a recommendation for a partial award of bid for the initial cut with Rough Hands Landscaping for a not-to-exceed amount of $11,500. What is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chair, I recommend we accept the amended bid here as per our council.
We have a motion, is there a second? Second. Motion's been made and properly seconded for 2.2. Any other discussion? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please, for 2.2.
Director Batiste?
Yes.
Director Graves?
Yes.
Director Cook?
Yes,
Director Morris?
Yes.
Director Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 5 ayes, 0 noes.
With 5 ayes and 0 noes, the partial award of bid with Rough Hands Landscaping in an amount of $11,500 has been approved. Next on the agenda, we have 2.3.
I move that the board approve to Eco Realm LLC for the 2025 annual maintenance of Grand Boulevard wetland mitigation at Marquette Park in an amount not to exceed $1,500. If you all remember, about 2 meetings ago, we had someone to come in and indicate that Sandy O'Brien had been doing this work, and that last year, she did not get paid for it from the Gary Sanitary District, and we use this as an offset to mitigate other projects, and so we wanted her to continue the work. So we wanted to publicly announce that she would be doing that again through this award.
Okay, thank you. We have a recommendation for acceptance for a contract with Eco Realm LLC for the 2025 annual maintenance of the Grand Boulevard wetland mitigation at our Marquette Park area. We also have a not-to-exceed amount of $1,500. What is the pleasure of the board for 2.3?
Mr. Chair, sitting also on the park board, I heartily recommend the work that Sandy O'Brien does, and therefore move for passage of 2.3.
Thank you. Motion's been made. Is there a second for 2.3?
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded. Any other discussion on 2.3? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Director Batiste?
Yes.
Director Graves?
Yes.
Director Cook?
Yes,
Director Morris?
Yes.
Director Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 5 ayes, 0 noes.
With 5 ayes and 0 noes, 2.3 has been approved. Next on the agenda, we have claims. 3.1, Mr. Foster.
Thank you. Recommend a motion to approve GSWMD claim number 70 through 73 in the amount of $2,772.63.
Okay, we have a recommendation for approval of claims in the amount of $2,772.63, sorry. What is the pleasure of the board? Thank you. Motion's been made for acceptance of claims. Is there a second?
I second it, Mr. Chair.
Motion's been made and properly second. Any discussion on claims? Short list. Okay, hearing none. Roll call, please, for claims.
Director Batiste?
Yes.
Director Graves? Yes. Director Cook?
Yes,
Director Morris?
Yes.
Director Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 5 ayes, 0 noes.
With 5 ayes and 0 noes, claims have been approved. Next on the agenda, we have information updates. We have MS4 updates.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
On Monday, this coming Monday, at 1 o'clock, we will have our MS4 team coordination meeting. During the meeting, we'll discuss our strategy for the audit. We still haven't solidified a date, but we do know that the audit will happen in September. So IDEM will be here to look at our construction and post-construction activities. So we are getting things in place. We are making sure that we really go around and visit. Well, we're trying to close out a lot of the projects that haven't been closed out already. So during our construction process, once we issue the permit, that's your notice of intent to do a project in the city of Gary. At the end of that project, they're supposed to do what we call an NOT, which is the notice of termination that your project is complete. So I have inspectors that are going out to collect the NOT. That NOT then needs to be uploaded into the IDEM system so that it can close out that project officially. Other than that, the developer and the contractor are still held responsible for submitting to us a monthly, a regular inspection form saying that they're still doing activity. So that doesn't make sense. So we need to close out those projects. So our 2 inspectors are going around trying to collect those NOTs so that we can close out a lot of those projects. So that's one important thing. Secondly, we have our files in place. So most of our files are electronic, so we don't have to worry about trying to pull hard copies. So those in the engineering department. For the construction permits, whether it's a single individual lot or whether it's a full-fledged stormwater permit, that's we call a general permit. Making sure that all of those things are in place, as well as follow-up inspections, anything that's, any violations, any stop work orders, all of those things that for each of the projects that we have, we're just making sure that our folders are going to be updated. And then I think that another part of that audit is to do site inspection. So we don't know what item we'll select, whether they will go out to look at a small-scale project or will they go to a large-scale project. But what we will do is make sure that all of the permits that are open and construction activities are going on, we'll make sure that they're notified that at any time they can anticipate an inspection from IDEM. So we will be tightening down on things, so you guys may get calls about us, but we're doing what we're supposed to do. So we just need your support on that. But we're getting ready for the audit. I think that's all I want to share right now. If you have any questions for me, I would be happy to respond. Oh, gotta tell you about the household hazardous waste. I forgot about that one. So we held our household hazardous waste collection day on this past Saturday. We had a wonderful outpouring of support. I want to give a public thank you for our GSD team, our Public Works team, and the Parks Department. And we had about 45 volunteers with our AKA sororities, both chapters. They showed up and they showed out. So I'm so proud of them and how they've improved over the years. They used to come out and kind of like just take pictures. Now we have them actually assigned to roles where they are helping us to hand out information, or whether it's helping to direct people to the right tables or the right stations. They understand their role, and they are out there really doing the work for us, and I appreciate that. But we had We had nearly 300 cars to come to visit the site. And Lake County Solid Waste Management District was really proud of this as one of their largest events thus far. And we usually just try to make sure that it's a pleasant experience for everyone. We did provide lunches for everybody that participated out there, so, we had a caterer to do that. That was Jay's Breakfast Club. We try to keep things local around here, but it was a wonderful experience. I cannot thank Dolores Brown enough for the work that she has done in organizing this event. She's done a yeoman job. She does it every year. And she just has that delicate side that helps people do what they're supposed to, help us out and do the things that we need to get done. And I appreciate her and her team for helping to make this event a success. Thank you.
Does it, is this annual, I guess how often?
So the Lake County Solid Waste Management District does this program annually in various locations in Lake County. So Gary we held our event on last Saturday. The next event is in Lowell. And then that's June 18th, I want to say. It may be on a Wednesday. And then the next Saturday event would be July 26th, and that will be in Dyer. So I've requested some additional brochures so that people who missed our event can go out and support some of the other events that will be happening in Lake County. So we'll pass those out as we're doing our, as the community cleanups are happening, and as we're, Reagan is heading up the 16 weeks of summer cleanup. So we have these Wednesdays where we interact with the community. So those are the opportunities. We will share information about proper disposal of things, and we will also canvass the neighborhood to especially to businesses who are kind of struggling with properly disposing of tires or hazardous materials that may be on their site. We just want to remind them of how they can properly dispose of those things, and not all the time just going out citing them. So IDEM use that approach with us because we have a lot of sites around the city that are blighted and, people have done illegal dumping. But the state also has a program that are for commercial businesses, and it's called CTAP. It provides technical assistance to businesses that are struggling to meet compliance with properly disposing of things. We'll share that information as well with all of the businesses that are in those neighborhoods that we go to. But thank you for that question.
Do we have any questions or comments?
Just very quickly, I was just asked by a new member here, what is MS4? Can you briefly explain to him? What
Sure,
MS4
sure.
And what it stands for?
Sure. So, under the Gary Stormwater Management District, we have what we call the MS4 program. MS4 stands for municipal, meaning that we are a municipal program, which is why we work closely with the city of Gary. So municipal, separate, storm, sewer system. 4 S's. MS4. In the environmental world, you'll find there's lots of acronyms that we use to describe things that we do. Under the MS4 program, and I know we have 2 members that are of the board that sits in our MS4 meeting, but I would love for you to, if somebody would just allow him to kind of visit in on one of our meetings, one of you guys come out and let him come in and just kind of see what we're doing, see how we're preparing for this audit. I am a taskmaster, so I do like to do really well on anything that we do and we put out in the community. We like to do very well on that, and I have a great team, but I would love for you to come and see what we do. But we have 6 minimum control measures that we call MCMs. And it's according to our permit, and this is our state permit, we have 6 things that we're required to do. 1 and 2 include public education and outreach and public participation. So that means that we need to educate every constituent in our city about how not to pollute stormwater. And where does that pollution start? On the ground. So when you see litter, waste, someone dumping something down our drains, it's important that we educate people that that's not the proper thing to do. And so we do a lot of education around pollution prevention. We support community cleanups. We support educating everyone about their role that they can do to reduce pollution in our waterways. So that's important. Public participation means that we have to educate our board, our legislators. We have these type of meetings here, our stormwater meeting. Anytime we have an opportunity to engage in do presentations or share information about the public, that's an opportunity for us to do public participation. And we do training as well. The third one is MCM 3, which is illicit discharges. So illicit detection and what is it? Illicit detection and something, I forget. We call it IDDE. So we're responsible for making sure that, so I have to give you an example. On Grant Street, there's oil that sheens that happens on the water occasionally. Or I got a call from EPA sent us a message that one of the companies was allowing a container to drain into their sewer drain. We call that illicit discharge because you don't have a permit to do that. Put pollution down our drains, which eventually may, because we have combined sewer, which may come to the plant, but it may just roll right into the waterway. So if that water is draining to the waterway, you're polluting our water. This program falls under the Clean Water Act. So we are doing things to ensure that we're not polluting waterways. And then MCM 4 and 5, I just mentioned it, construction, post-construction. And then MCM 6 is municipal good housekeeping. We have to teach city systems and operations on how to properly handle their waste as well. So they're not supposed to pollute as well. So you have, like general services, have vehicle maintenance, they may have a spill there. So if they have a spill, how do the employees clean that up? We have community cleanups, we have recycling, those departments. We educate them on properly managing pollution so that it doesn't accidentally go into our waterways. And we were responsible for training. So that's MCM 6. So there's 6 things that we're responsible for. It's a lot of work, a lot of system, and it causes for us to have a lot of collaboration with different functions within the city, within the municipal boundaries that we have. So it's a municipal program.
I appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions?
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we have a discussion. Are there any items or topics that any of the directors would like to bring up at this time? Are there any requests to speak?
No, sir.
All right, is there a motion for adjournment?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second? All right, thank you, everyone. Meeting adjourned.